Hey guys, so we are back with another video. Today's video is actually going to be one that shows you how to do extreme solo with 4 modifiers. Now, if you guys remember, I did do a video in collaboration with VVX before on how to solo farm extreme on a budget team. Because of how much support that video got, I am now here to do a more in-depth one with units that are a little bit better. So just a pre-warning, these units are the more expensive ones. However, this is now going to be targeted towards players who have access to these units. If you want a more budget option for teams, then please go check out the other video. I will link it in the description of this video, so that anyone that has a budget team similar to the one that I had before, you can go and use it. And if you guys want a more up-to-date budget team that I can show off and use to help new players come in that might not have some of the exclusive units that are offered in that video, please let me know in the comments. I will read them, I'll respond to all comments, and I'll make sure to do that for you. So guys, if you like the video today, please show some support by liking the video, subscribing to the channel. We are trying to hit 125 subscribers so that we can do a massive Retro Zenith giveaway. It is not mine, it is one of my good friends in our Discord server. All the socials and the links will be in the description. And if you guys could hit that notification bell just so you don't miss any of my uploads. We will be uploading 5 days a week, so we've got a busy schedule and I don't want you guys to miss out. So let's just get on with the video. Now, as I said, this is more not end game, I want to say, but it's definitely targeted towards those that have bigger deck sizes. So yeah, the basic team layout is this. So to deal with the early wave content, we are looking towards 1x. Now, a cheaper alternative option to 1x, if you did not have this unit and cannot afford to get it, is actually a unit called Shiny Baseballer. Obviously, they're just called Baseballer, but the shiny version especially has been known to do on par damage with 1x. So definitely a strong recommendation from me. And this is not just coming from myself, this is coming from some endgame players as well. So that's a really, really good way to start if you don't have this unit. Next up, leading the way realistically would be Retro Veteran. The normal veteran's fine as well, so you don't have to have retro version of him. The reason why we have him is because he actually increases the fire rate of all units within its radius by 31% on max upgrade, and because you can place 3 of them, you can actually do something called chaining the fire rate increase, and I'll show you that in today's video on how to do that. So very, very good unit, and I believe essential for making your runs even quicker. I've brought Deathbringer because I'm just using him because I have him. This is not a necessary unit, so please do not think that you have to have Deathbringer. You do not have to have them. You could have anyone in this place. You could have Musician to increase the range of your units. You could have Railgunners if you have Railgunners. You could use Minigunner. Anyone realistically could go into this slot. The only reason I'm doing it is because I want to level him up and use him, and hopefully do a character guide on him in the next coming shorts. Next, required characters, and I say required because I genuinely believe that these are essential for doing 4 modifier runs, one of which is King. Now, you can either pick King or you can pick Retro King. Obviously you want Retro King if you have him because he's better, but this unit is insane. He does summon, that's the wrong thing I'm clicking. He has summons that you can use when you upgrade him. He becomes possibly the best wave clearer in the game when it comes to dealing with all types of units. He can deal with tank units, he can deal with fly units, he can deal with absolutely any unit whatsoever in the game at this current moment so reliably that he is an absolute must for this grind. Again, Deathbringer, I haven't tried him on his own. That might be a bit of testing that I can do. Again, look out for the shorts because we will be doing character reviews for these units. So Deathbringer might end up being a cheap replacement for King, but he will be nowhere near be on the level that King is, or Retro King. Next one is Jug. So Retro Jug or normal Jug, both do the trick. This is just boss killing. He is the best single target damage boss killer in the game apart from Zenith, which I will get to in a minute. What I mean by that is his output damage is insane. He can, because of his fire rate basically, when he gets to level up, even though this looks really, really terrible, he can shoot incredibly fast, and he's just so good at blitzing the boss's health down. So again, really, really good unit. Retro or normal is perfectly fine. And then the star of the show, unfortunately, for people that want to do this budget, again, the video for that will be in the description. But for people that have this unit or can get this unit, I cannot recommend this guy enough. This guy, before I had him, I was saying I didn't know why people wanted him. Now that I have him, and I've used him a lot, I can, without a doubt, hands down, an unbiased opinion, say that this is the best character in the game, other than like moderator. This unit is so good. He boss kills, he deals with tanky fly units, he deals with normal fly units, he deals with tanky enemies. He's just a machine. So if you have this guy, you are sorted for this if you have the rest of them. Now, one quick thing to note, I have not done my own testing to see if normal Zenith can do the trick. I do not see why he wouldn't, but just bear that in mind. I only have retro Zenith at the moment. I will do more testing, and once I've done testing and I've actually got normal Zenith, I will put something in the comment section of this video basically saying, yeah, this, you can use Zenith in place of retro. But this is the basic layout. You don't really need the best traits. I do have them right now. I do really recommend, at least on all of these units, the secrets at least, getting Apex. If you don't have the ability to get Omega, I know it's a very, very tough roll to hit. If you've got it, brilliant. You're going to be doing more damage, more fire rate, all that kind of stuff. If you have Apex, you'll be perfectly fine. So let's just get started. I'm going to show you how this works. So we go base plate as normal. Base plate is the map that everyone's running right now. We rush because we want to do this as quick as possible. Buffed noobs means that we don't need to bring a farm. As you've realised, I don't have farm in my team. Last life because we do not plan to lose any lives whatsoever. And 2 times boss HP purely because Zenith and Jug can just completely annihilate the bosses. This team is not strong enough for these two, so do not try them unless you have a normal Zenith or maybe even a retro Jug and a Jug. But this team cannot deal with Swift and Half Coin at this point of testing. So I'll show you the basic run. It's very, very simple and straightforward. If you do this every single time and you do not change the way you do this, you are guaranteed to basically complete this run 10 times out of 10. So first of all, what we do, we get our 1x and we place him here. I'm going to put 3 times speed on, and I'm going to do this twice to show you guys that this works. So you do 3 times speed, you place 1x there. Next up, you place 1x in this top corner here, just so that you've got 2. And then as soon as you possibly can, you get the 3rd and you get the 4th one up, so that they can basically deal with these tanky units. And then the last step of this is to increase this bottom 1x here to level 2. This should then carry you until you save up for King. So you want to save up for King so that you can start dealing with these units early, and you can start gradually increasing the amount of Kings you have and also the amount of levels that you put into them, so that you can basically skyrocket with Zenith. So King, I always put him in the middle. He's going to get the whole radius when he's leveled up anyway. So I put him down there, and then I just basically put all of my Kings here, and then I'm going to put my last one here. Again, what this does is he overstacks with these crappy farmer units, but it's enough to deal with these early waves. And then as soon as possible, I always go for upgrading all 3 of my Kings to level 5. The reason I do this is because not only does he do some okay middle damage when it comes to dealing with the actual units itself, but his summons get more and more overpowered. So as you can see here, he's starting to summon farmers, and not farmers, sorry, he's starting to summon knights. These knights are extremely tanky, 1.5k health, 1.15k health each. Sorry, I apologise. They just tank everything. And then once you get him to level 5, you'll start to notice that he summons a queen. And once you've got 3 of these queens, you're pretty much set when it comes to normal wave clear. So I'm going to continue to upgrade my King. As you can see, I've got 2 upgraded right now. This is the power of buffed noobs. This is why we run this without farms. You do not need a farm if you have this exact loadout, and if you do exactly what I'm doing, you don't need them. So now that we've done King, the next most important thing is your Zeniths. Now I like to place them exactly a couple of centimeters away from the corner and do them in a line. This is so that when they're fully upgraded, they cover this whole perimeter. Now before I upgrade my Zeniths, I always put my Retro Veterans in the middle, in this little gap next to my 1X on the top corner, and so that when it gets to fully upgraded, it will hit the juggers that eventually will go into this little spot. Next step is just to completely max out your Zeniths, because they're going to be the ones that are now going to be dealing with these really tanky surfer units. Once you've got all 4 of these upgraded, you're pretty much untouchable until the bosses. So this should be enough to completely carry you until wave 29. Probably even wave 30, to be honest. Next step that I like to do, I like to upgrade my Veterans to level 5. And then I'm going to put my jugs in the middle part of this circle, all 4 of them. And then I'm going to quickly upgrade them all to level 5. Just like so. And then the last thing I'm going to do is, because I have the Deathbringer, again you can use anyone, I'm just going to pop all 3 of my Deathbringers, upgrade them to level 5, and then now, as you can see, wave 30, bosses come. This is how you chain. So first of all, I'm going to start here, and you count down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, chain. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, third one. Obviously, if your tower gets stunned, it breaks the chain, you have to start again. So you're going to keep doing this chain until you've killed the boss. So when it hits 20 seconds, you do the next one. 20 seconds again, hit the next one. And then you just literally hit the ability when it comes available. This is how you chain all of your fire rates to work. This is how you're going to clear it. Obviously, you can see the boss is getting pretty close to the end, but we are in no danger to lose this whatsoever because we have the Zeniths and because we have the Kings. As you can see, nice and easy. 7 million damage I've done. No lives lost. 4,000 coins. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to do it one more time for you guys just to see, and so that I can go through it one more time if you guys didn't catch anything that I said. Just to prove that this is a 100% fail-proof strategy if you're using what I'm using. So again, 1X in the corner. Turn 3 times on because we don't need to wait. Again, we've got auto skip on because of rush. So bear that in mind. 1X in the top corner, and then we're going to focus on getting our last 2 1Xs out, like so. And then lastly, we're going to upgrade this 1X to level 2. 1Xs are done. We don't need to focus on these anymore. They're perfectly fine. Next step, again, save up for King. King is the most important factor in this. In the early waves at least, you need to save up for King. Do not get these above level 1, and do not get this one above level 2. You don't need it. So King's out, farmers are down. These levitating noobs are going to be killed by the farmers, so we are perfectly fine. And then we're going to continue to scale up and get both 2 and 3, number 2 and number 3 King out. Like so. Perfect. So now we've got basic wave clear. Again, we need to make sure that this is more reliable. So we are going to start by upgrading our King to max level, and then start number 2 and number 3 to get them to level 5 as well. Again, throughout this whole process, you do not need to do anything to 1X other than the initial level 1 to 2 from the one in the corner. After that, you do not need to touch them ever again. So as you can see, King doing his job. And level 5, he now on his own realistically should clear everything else. But again, we want to make sure that we're getting the best possible result out of King. So we're going to upgrade the other number 2 and number 3 to level 5. Okay, now the third one. As you can see, they're just overwhelming the lane. There's no way that any enemies can get past this. And like I said, we are ready for boss, pretty much. So, that's level 5 on all of the Kings. Again, focus on placing the Zeniths in a line, a couple of centimeters away from the corner. Nice and straight. Try not to go too askew with them because you want them to hit everything on the map. And now we just want to start upgrading the Retro Zeniths or Zeniths, whatever you're using. 2 level 5, and do it with all 4 of them, so that we no longer have to worry about any of the tanky fly units that come in. So that's one. Moving on to the second one now. Okay, and moving on to the third one. As you can see, as we get higher up on the waves, it becomes trivial to get these retro zeniths up. Again, next step is that you max out your retro veterans. Again, you can do the veterans and the jug in any order. It doesn't really matter. I'm just showing you both ways that you can do it. So after your retro veterans are done, you upgrade your juggernauts to level 5 so that they can deal with the boss. And then whatever 5th unit you've decided to bring along, make sure they're level 5 as well. Whether it's railgunners, minigunners, deathbringers, doombringer, whatever. And then finally, wave 30, we start the retro veteran. We wait for the countdown to get to about 21. And then we upgrade, activate the second ability. Same thing again, wait until 20 seconds, and then we activate the third one, and then we just continue to loop it whenever the ability is available, and this is what's called chaining. And this chain will mean that we should be able to beat this relatively straightforward, no problems whatsoever. Now, again, you can do this quicker. I think on testing, doing a couple of lines of railgunners at the back will be more beneficial than my Deathbringer. I think King has that role sorted, to be honest. So in my personal opinion, if you have this lineup, I would definitely recommend bringing the 5th unit to be railgunner, just so that you can deal with it a bit quicker. But as you can see, no problems whatsoever. 2 times cleared. Again, you're going to be able to do this quicker if you have a better 5th unit than I do. But easy clear, no problem whatsoever. Nice and simple. 4,000 are run without boosts. Now, I do have VIP, so I just want to make you aware of that. So just bear that in mind. If you do not have VIP, you're going to get less coins per run. If you have VIP, same modifiers as me, that's what you're going to be getting. Now, remember, potions are a bit different now because they do not infinitely last until you go back to lobby. They are now on a time basis. What I would recommend doing personally is, if you're going to be within a 4-player grind for an hour, I would recommend using a T5 potion. With all 4 modifiers on and 4 people, you're looking at 11,000 roughly, maybe 10,500 per run. But if you might be able to do more than that with 4 people, especially if you've got this deck. But at the very least, that's how many coins you're going to be roughly getting, about 10k, 10.5. But I would seriously, if you're going to do a solo grind, I would recommend either using T1 potions or T2. T1 potions, I think you're looking at around about 7,000 coins. T2 potions, you're looking at around 7,500. So if you was to stack them, so for example, I'm going to use this one just for an example here. You can see it lasts for 5 minutes. So if you use 12 of these potions, and they're very easy to do, because all you do is go over to the potion craft, 25 gems, put them on, 5-second crafting time, easy peasy. If you put 12 of those potions on, you can do a solo grind for an hour, 7,000 coins per run. I reckon it's going to take you about 4.5 to 5 minutes. So in an hour, you're going to be roughly looking at around 10 to 11 clears per hour. Meaning, in a grand scheme of what you're adding up, you're going to be getting anywhere from 70,000 to 77,000 coins per hour. Even more if you're within a team or you use better potions. It's completely up to you, but that's just my recommendation. So that's it for the video. That's it for the run. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it helps you guys farm. And if you don't have these units, I do hope it gives you a reason to get them. If you want to know the values of all the units, I will include a link in the description for Vaulted Values X or VVX. They are the king in trading. They have trade value lists on any game that you might think, and loads more being created at the moment. They have tier lists, and eventually we'll have custom made tier lists coming soon, hopefully. They also have trading ads. They also have in-game chats so that you can talk to people in a more safe and secure manner if you do not trust Roblox communications. So all of that will be in the description. As I said, I really do appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe. Please go follow the Twitch because we stream 3 days a week. And also the socials. We're going to be posting shorts on this content as well for all games, not just this one. So stay tuned for that. thank you so much for watching the video, guys. I really do appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next one. Stay crispy.